is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Hey, everybody, it's Ted Nugent. They had to beep out that middle name, but that's what it is. It's Ted Nugent. Standing up for truth, not just standing up, I'm pile driving. Truth, logic, and common sense. Thank you for your support. Let's go to another catastrophic nightmare of power abuse, oath violating, corruption, and criminality. Now, I'm not talking about Texas Parks and Wildlife right now. Actually, I am talking about Texas Parks and Wildlife. Actually, I'm talking about every game agency in America, none of which have all game regulations based on science. Most of it is based on the hash bash in Ann Arbor. Well, we have an emergency overpopulation of deer, so we have to have a season on Saturday and Sunday. The danger isn't over. The overpopulation hasn't been remedied, but we're going to stop the treatment for the overpopulation. You people are out of your minds. And you know who else is out of their minds? Everybody in the Canadian government. Only the guilty need to feel guilty, but I hear a 99% squirm going on up north. So the ostrich farm in British Columbia, somebody called in, just like they called in, Ted Nugent's got bait on his farm. You're damn right I do, because I'm a free American and I can throw corn wherever the hell I want to. Nobody has control over where I might throw corn unless it's downtown in your face. That's the only control you have over me, where I throw corn, if I actually throw it in someone's face. And I would never do that, because I'm a very conscientious, considerate, polite, caring young man. Well, maybe an old man. So up in British Columbia, the jackbooted thugs were going to go in and kill all this farm's ostriches. Ostrich, it's meat. Long-legged, funny, goofy-looking bird meat. And some of their birds were dying from the avian flu, the bird flu, which I'm not believing for a minute. But all their other ostriches were perfectly healthy, but the Canadian government's going to come in and kill them all. And this lady is so smart. By the way, Dr. Oz, and I forget who else intervened, maybe J.D. Vance. They said, you can bring the ostriches to America. People should be allowed to have an ostrich farm, or a deer farm, or a cattle farm, or an Amish natural organic raw milk farm. Somebody write it down. So instead of slaughtering these people's pet ostriches in British Columbia, the lady went, you know, God, you got to love the Native Americans. Put that Pocahontas back on the butter, would you please? Put Aunt Jemima back on the syrup. Have they done that yet, you numbnuts? Well, you're racist to have this successful black woman on a syrup. No, you're a racist for taking it off, you dirtbag. What? I think before you become a liberal, someone sneaks into your house, does a lobotomy, and takes a dump in your skull. And instead of having a brain, you have feces soup for a brain. The words flow like a good dump after too much Mexican food. Did you get the verbiage flows like a good dump after an excessive Mexican meal. I love Mexican meals. Mi Tierras in San Antonio. There's so many great Mexican restaurants. Anyhow, but if you eat too much Mexican, you get some serious squirting going on. Especially all those jalapenos. We're just not made for that. I had a javelina taco down in Juarez. I can't believe I got out of there alive. I had a Walther PPK in my pocket, and they wanted to give me a $10 fine for driving in the wrong lane. There was no lanes. It's out of control. The drug cartel, Mexican government gangsters, they're just strong-arm people for $10. These people have no soul. These people are like mental midgets. So I gave them $10. They didn't find the Walther PPK, and I drove out of the back across the border. Boy, I was lucky. They'd have shot me dead. All you federales, here's one for you right there. Hey, federale, you might want to perch and spin on that little beauty. Anyhow, I'm sure my RAV team, maybe Shahu will be in charge of beeping out certain words and maybe fogging away the finger. What if I did this finger? Would you have to fog that out? How about that finger? How about this? You have to fog that out? How about this finger? Is that a bad finger? You can only fog out that finger. What's with that? That's just a finger. Is this not the only real America's Voice? Which, by the way, I asked Parker Sig to send me a list of all the wonderful hosts and shows on Real America's Voice, because they're all great. Steve Bannon, Shemaine Nugent, Faith and Freedom, Steve Gruber. Wasn't Charlie Kirk a Real America's Voice guy? Wasn't he a Real America? I was not aware of that, because somehow, you know, I always know what bands are on stage with me, what bands are opening for me, what bands I'm on tour with. How come I don't know all the bands on my RAV tour? Come on, guys, send me the name of all the ravers, because I like to rave about my fellow ravers. Because if they're on Real America's Voice, they are indeed Real America's Voice. I love these people. Not to be confused with Howard Stern, this guy. Oh, Howard, you are such a dork. Anyhow, so the ostriches in British Columbia, leave the damn ostriches alone, please. Texas Parks and Wildlife, leave the deer farms alone, would you please? Well, chronic wasting disease, it means nothing. Do you know there have been millions of deer that have died from episodic hemorrhagic disease, but there's an outfit that has the cure called EH Defense. You should go there. It's called deernecessity.com. So that my team is going to put that on the screen. Deernecessity.com. You know, in Ohio, they're actually reevaluating the bag limit this year for white-tailed deer, because thousands of deer in Virginia, West Virginia, some in Michigan, but mostly Ohio and Iowa and Illinois and Kansas, episodic hemorrhagic disease. As the water lines recede, this little midge population explodes, and they bite a deer, and it kills them within 72 hours. This is a great product. It's called deernecessity.com. Go, all you people want to save your deer. I don't care if you even don't own land. I started out in the Manistee National Forest. I would plant pine trees and apple trees and pear trees and autumn olives. Well, autumn olives, invasive species. So is a ringneck pheasant. So is the Hungarian partridge. So are chuckers, and they're a benefit. Jeez, can anybody in bureaucracies think? I'd like to smack them up. Think, you dirtbag, think! Deernecessity.com. We can mitigate natural disease. We got the New World screwworm threatening to decimate the beef production coming across the Mexican border. My God, what a hellhole Mexico is. Good grief, what a bunch of dirtbags. Anyhow, I'm celebrating the greatest hunting season of my life. Let's talk about conservation. Here's what you have the right. You have the right to put this out. Whitetailproductsgonewild.com. We're going to put it on the screen. Whitetailproductsgonewild.com. Just put this is my and Aaron and Nikki's custom blend. The deer, the turkey, the woodchucks, the ducks, the pheasant, the quail, the doves, the sandhill cranes, everything, squirrels, rabbits, but the deer love this stuff. And when the deer come to this stuff that they love, thump, I'm reducing the population, mitigating disease and habitat destruction by eating venison. Venison. Steve Ranella, you are a good meat eater, but when you discuss CWD with me, you're going to lose. Because more deer will be killed by Buicks than CWD. So once again, I'm going to introduce the greatest orator, the most exciting, moving, passionate, meaningful speech I have ever witnessed, and I've witnessed some great ones. I've delivered some great ones. Stephen Miller, we love you. God gave you a gift. Your wife is a gift. You're a gift to your wife. You're a gift to America. You are a force to reckon with. Once again, watch Stephen Miller express irrefutable truth, logic, and common sense, and not in a Mitt Romney tie-adjusting pablum style, with force and believability and authority. Stephen Miller, at Charlie Kirk's memorial, he delivered what I consider to be the greatest speech of all times. I'll be back in a minute with more Ted Nugent Truth, Logic, and Common Sense, which is always entertaining and fascinating, if nothing else. Thank you. Drive safely.
You have no idea how determined we will be to save this civilization, to save the West, to save this republic. Because our children are strong, and our grandchildren will be strong, and our children's children's children will be strong. And what will you leave behind? Nothing, nothing. To our enemies, you have nothing to give, you have nothing to offer, you have nothing to share, but bitterness. We have beauty, we have light, we have goodness, we have determination, we have vision, we have strength. We built the world that we inhabit now, generation by generation, and we will defend this world. We will defend goodness, we will defend light, we will defend virtue. You cannot terrify us, you cannot frighten us, you cannot threaten us, because we are on the side of goodness, we are on the side of God. And to my friend Charlie, to my brother Charlie, I know you are looking at us right now. I know you're watching Erica right now. I know you're watching your children right now. And I promise you, my friend, I promise you, my brother, we will prove worthy of your sacrifice. We will prove worthy of your time on earth. We will make you proud. We will finish the job. We will defeat the forces of darkness and evil, and we will stand every day for what is true, what is beautiful, what is good. And we will achieve victory for our children, for our families, for our civilization, and for every patriot who stands with us. God bless you. God bless Turning Point. God bless Erica. God bless the Kirk family. God bless our heroes. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you.